for yourself. So it will be that the retreats will be with creating a life you love in mind. So I will be keeping you up to date throughout the year as I'm getting my retreat ready. It's actually in the process of being done now. It is beautiful. It's got massive windows that looks at the lake. It has got beautiful tall windows, white walls, chandeliers, everything that you would expect if Sarah Shakespeare put on a retreat. So I know that you're not going to be surprised when you walk in. The artwork that I've got is beautiful. The furniture I've got lined up is beautiful. I want people to come to retreat and just feel like they've been wrapped up just beautifully, where they can sit and relax. But at the same time, we have to go and do a hard workout as part of that. They've got the energy to get up and do it. I, of course, am going to have a green tea station here, which means green tea galore for everybody. So I want you to think about how that would work for you when you come to do the retreats. There's going to be the energetic side of things, but there's also going to be the relaxation side of things as well, because I want people to go away. And when it gets to the third day, I want them to say, oh, that was amazing. I want to come back. Okay, so everything that I put together and create will be with that in mind. So I'll be starting those. My plan is to kind of get those going in next summer 2018. My online programs, I'm putting together all of the content together for those now. And what they will cover goal setting, mindset, life planning, accountability, fitness, nutrition, well-being. Again, it all goes with the concept of, creating a life that you love. It's something I come back to every single time. So how you put a plan together, how do you put that plan together and get the support to do that? Think about when you're getting a plan together, a lot of the times the people in your life are not necessarily going to support that plan. And do think about that. Do think, okay, I know they're not going to be able to support me as much as I want to. But think about that importance for you and how you really want to do something. So try and get that support system around you. Whether or not that needs to be your work colleagues, it needs to be your family. It may even need to be, a new set of friends that you have to kind of call on in that time. Or, I've been really lucky this year to be part of a mastermind where I've been around lots of like-minded entrepreneurial women, that when we dream big and we talk about these amazing things that we want to achieve, nobody says to us, wow, how are you going to do that? Really? What's that? Like, they're like, boom, when's that happening? How are you going to do that? What have you already done? Like, it's just amazing to be around that type of powerhouse, especially when you feel that inside yourself. Again, this has been, the last couple of years, this has been an amazing time for me to have surrounded myself by people that are like me, that have the same concepts on goal setting, on lifestyles, on how they want to be around people, how they want to be, in that, my next 56 years is what I'm going to say. So do think about who you surround yourself with. Think about when you're setting the goals, they have to be set regularly. So that's what I want you to think about, and make sure you're dead serious about that goal. If it's something that you think about for a couple of minutes and go, no, then that's not a goal for you. It's something that is niggling and thinking, oh, that doesn't go away. I really want to do that. I really want to do that. Think about, finding the thing that is right for you in your situation. So think about that. What is the right thing? And when you're putting your goals together, think about the only way you're going to receive, the only way you're going to reach them is if you know where you are now to where you're going. So if you're halfway there or you haven't even started, think about the relationship to where you are now, to where you want to go, and be very, very realistic about your times. Be really, really patient. Think about how you're putting things together there. Think about your goals. Just think about them, write them down, and they're always going to keep coming back to you. So that one or two things that keep coming back, they need to be your main things that you're going to go out and do. Gratitude. Honestly, gratitude for me is a big, big deal. I was brought up with lots of gratitude throughout my life. I've been very gracious in many situations. I feel as though I'm a generous friend, and I feel that comes from gratitude of having great people in my life. So think about the things that you're grateful for. And again, a lot of people go, oh, I haven't really got much going on. But we really have. We really, really have. So think about your gratitude. Think about, manifestation. Like 10 years ago, nobody was talking about the word manifestation. Nobody was really talking about, you need to put it out there. You need to think about what you really want to have. Think about it, write it down, make a vision board. Do all these different things. Treat your mind like a vision board. Try and do that and think, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to bring to the party, as it were. What do you want to do? So really think about what you want to create in your life, whatever that needs to be for you. Also, think about opportunities that come your way, that sometimes you're not going to know they're an opportunity until they've gone. But if you have a really, really amazing feeling about something, then I'm guessing that's a good opportunity to take. So think about that. Think about, is this an opportunity that I want to do? Now, one thing that we get told constantly by, older people in our lives is they don't regret the things they did in life. They regret the things they didn't do. So we're told that now in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and still we're not listening. Still we're sitting with each other in our 40s and going, I wish I'd done that. And yet we're not even on our 80s yet, and we're already saying it. So think about that. Think about the opportunities that you get. Don't miss them. Absolutely don't miss them. And also think about where you're getting your inspirations from. Where are you being inspired each day? Think about what inspires you to put something together and why you would continue putting that together. And just think about what inspires you, because that's so, so important. Share everything that you want to see and have help with. So don't necessarily keep it inside of you. Think about accountability. Share that and go, hey, I want to be getting this done. Do you want to help me do that? Whether that means you have to tell a close friend or a colleague at work, or maybe it needs to be a coach that you hire. Think about how you want to put that together. Now, one thing, I really like to do about goal setting and different things like that is to celebrate your achievements, however small. Now, think about when you're working towards something and you do something amazing and just leave it. And someone will say, hey, did you do that? Oh, yeah, I did, but I didn't want to make a fuss. So no one's asking you to have a big elaborate party and invite the whole street. But celebrate your smallest achievements and definitely your biggest achievements, whatever they mean to you. It doesn't have to be elaborate or run up an overdraft. You just need to know that you've achieved something that you set out to do. So all you have to do, just reward yourself, just exactly as you know how. So whether that means you've got to buy you something as a treat, you've got to take yourself somewhere, or maybe you give yourself a day off. Maybe it is a Netflix day for you. Maybe it costs nothing. Put your feet up, wrap that blanket around your feet and say, right, this is my day off. This is my treat to myself. I'm going to sit here with dark chocolate, blueberries and green tea and put my feet up. So think about that. Think about how you're going to reward yourself for getting there. So don't forget that along the way, because as life is going to be very, very long and very, very boring. So celebrate where you can and with who you need to. Comparison to others. Oh, if I could just tell people not to do comparisons. Because I spent so many years not in the social media world, again, I've only been in there for 2 years, I had been going through so much of my life not comparing myself to others and being very self-driven and just being dedicated to what I wanted to do. And then I realised that going on to social media, there was a lot of people that were comparing themselves to others, and it was really, really upsetting them and making them emotional. And they go, well, she's doing this and he's doing that. But I want to emphasise, and I do this constantly with people, do not compare yourself to others. We're unique for a reason. We're absolutely unique. So you don't need to look at what other people are doing. Is it good to share with other people and then share back? Of course it is. But you don't need to say, well, my friend's doing that goal, so now I need to do that. So think about comparisons. You honestly don't have to compare yourself to others. Think about that and just write down your version of what that means to you. Write it down, look at it and go, okay, someone's going to think that's a bit odd. Well, it isn't. If you think that that's what you want to do, then that's what you need to do. Patience. Like when I think about patience, when I was a little girl, I don't think I had any patience. I don't think going through my life, have I shown patience with things? I guess if you know me well, you probably say I haven't got any patience in different areas. But when you see me executing no patience, it's because I'm very adamant about the decision. So if you see me make a very, very quick decision on something, it's because I'm saying, okay, my instinct says, boom, let's do it. So I start out the door. Now, if there's a consequence that comes with that at a later date, then that's my fault because I went out the door and did that and I went with my instinct. So when you think about patience, look at the timelines that you're setting. If you're trying to do something and you're going to say, oh, it needs to be done by next week, is that really possible that it's going to be done by next week? Think about, can it be done in 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? Really think about what you're trying to do. And if you have a little bit of a hiccup along the way, if you know me well, you know I don't like to say things are a failure. I like to say that things are a setback. You know, you're set back in life. You're not necessarily failed at something. It's a setback and it's a lesson. And you go, okay, what are we going to do with it? And, you know, because I have so much gratitude for being here, I believe that we're lucky to have woken up this morning, So what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with it? Are we going to rush everything? Or are we going to go, okay, this is how I need to dissect this. I can do this here. I can do that. Focus on your goal, but also realize that things take time. You know, you enjoy doing the goals, talk about them, reevaluate them. If you're trying something for a long, long time and it's just stressing you out and you think this is not for me anymore, then listen to that inner voice, because you know what, it might not be for you anymore. So think about, you know, how that is for you. So one thing that I do on my Facebook page is that I do 2-minute videos, and I try to make an impact in 2 minutes, because I don't want to do long videos where you have to sit all day and watch them, because I believe that after a while you're going to go, oh, I haven't got time to listen to Sarah's things for 10 minutes. I haven't got time. But I always think people have got 2 minutes, quickly making a coffee in the morning, you know, quickly running into work, they can listen to it on the way. And so I do 2-minute videos, and I'm doing a 90-minute video series on my Facebook. I'm on about number 48. And I'm just going to run over a couple of titles that I've done so you can get an idea of what impact I'm trying to make in those couple of minutes. Right, one title I did was Full Glass. What does that mean to you? You know, I talked about that at the beginning, and I talked about the fact that full glass, it means that we can be full of ourselves, we can give to others, and we can help them create amazing things. Gratitude for your accommodation. I talked about that before. You know, we have such a high expectation of where we live, and that's wonderful if that's part of your goal setting. But let's be really, really thankful for where we are today, especially when we look in the media at how different people are living around the world, and yet we find a little bit of a complaint or a big complaint in something that really, if someone else in a different country could see us doing that, they'd be like, whoa, you know, they're living like kings and queens, and we're finding something wrong in that accommodation. So think about gratitude for your accommodation. Self-care. Self-care is necessary, not selfish. I know that I've done more than one video about that, because I really believe that you have to put some time into yourself. Just, you know, even if you've got, you know, massive commitments somewhere and you just take 10 minutes away from yourself, just understand that you're totally, totally worth that time to be away. So make sure you come away from that if you can. Just that 10 minutes. And you know, who knows, in a few years or in a few months, it could turn into 2 hours for yourself. But think about that. Real growth starts with your relationship with people. You know, I know we say, oh, I don't want to see anybody. Oh, I'm an introvert. I don't really want to see anybody. Just see one person. Just have your person. Or if you're a people person, then bring on your village. Just bring them all on. But real growth starts with your relationship with people. So think about how important it is to have people in our life who support us, love us, wish the best for us. So think about how important is that, how that important that is. Step into the bigger picture of you. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that you have to execute arrogance, or you have to be like, oh, look at me, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Step into the bigger picture of you. If you've got massive goals, then why can't you reach them? Because we've all looked at and seen different people that have, you know, said, oh, I did this and this is my life now. And we've gone, oh my goodness, that's amazing. So step into the bigger picture of you if that's what you want to do. Old ways with modern ways. Think about your old ways and your modern ways that you can put together, because we're all living in a technology world now that helps us. And yet we still say, oh, back in my day, it was all right just like that. It is okay just like that. But think about these amazing new things that we've got given to us now that help us really function well in this day and age. Think about that. So go back to your childhood goals. Why did they change? Think about that. Think about, why did things change along the way? Who changed them? Did you change them? Maybe not. So there's just a couple of things that I talk about on my 2-minute videos. Really, you know, join me on Facebook. If you would like to contact me, then you can contact me on Facebook. I'm under Sarah Shakespeare. On Instagram, I'm Shakespeare Sarah. On Twitter, I'm Sarah Shakespeare, except my E at the end is a number 3. So I'm with an R and a number 3. I'm sarahshakespeare.com. I'm just having a new website done at the moment. So when you flick on now, you've got a few things on the website, but I'm in the process of having a new one updated, and that will be ready for you in the new year. And so if you need to get hold of me for anything, if you'd like me to speak at your event, if you want to talk to me about the books, if you'd like just to get some advice and work with me, then please touch base with me. I do 30-minute green tea power sessions is what they're called. If you email me at sarah@sarahshakespeare.com with the line green tea at the top, then I will send you, I I've just got this little thing I'm sending out at the end of the year here for goal setting for 2018 and what to do as the year's wrapping up. So anyway, I've had a wonderful time on the air this evening. It's been great. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, if there's any questions tonight that I haven't answered,